I've been gone for like a really long time, and the reason for that is I actually forgot my password to the email that I'm using. And the second is I actually never had any motivation to create any videos anymore. It's because my account keeps getting suspended for the same reasons. And it's actually not encouraging me as a creator, but now I need to take measures such as this. Like this, I need to show that I'm a real person and not the robot voice that I do. So I need to do intros like this from time to time to show that I'm a real person and my videos are not mass created. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed the video.
It almost feels like the universe is getting back at him for squandering his unlimited sick days given by the job that he loves from the bottom of his heart, but in his defense, he's been feeling uncreative lately. Surely the universe can forgive him for being burnt out, so he's had to take a few sick days to kickstart his brain back into action. And what better way to do that while not actually being sick than to say that he had an imaginary boyfriend that was sick and needed to be taken care of? 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 could take the day off and attempt to recover the final remaining brain cells he had, a win-win situation all around. Except now he's standing in front of their in-office bulletin, trying to set the flyer on fire with his mind as it taunts him with the encouragement to bring someone along. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞, will we finally see your boyfriend? Suna comes up behind him with a knowing grin. I'm also very curious to see this boyfriend of yours that you've been taking all those sick days for. Aaron is too nice to murder with his bare hands. Suna, on the other hand, is fair game. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞, don't feel pressured into bringing your mystery man. His twin quips from beside him. Bless 𝐼𝐚𝐤𝐞 for being reasonable. But I know we've all been very curious to see which guy has made my brother act so disgustingly in love. 𝐼𝐚𝐤𝐞 finishes, much to 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞's chagrin. He gives the group a tight smile. You all know he's pretty shy, but I'll see what I can do. He doesn't even have to talk as long as he shows up. I think we'll all be satisfied. To see my dear twin in love, what an exciting thing we'll be looking forward to. You guys know that this is a hate crime, right? The realization that 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 is fucked follows him the entire day as he tries to figure out how not to arouse the suspicions of his co-workers. Why does he care so much anyway? They just wanted to know who his boyfriend is. It can literally be anyone as long as they've never met him before, right? But the only person he's comfortable even pretending to date is, well, that's besides the point. All this worrying isn't helping his ongoing uncreative streak. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞's tired, overworked brain has given him almost nothing to work with. The deadline is still several months away, the deadline that he offered to Kita foolishly, he reminds himself, but as the days pass and he can't think of an idea to save his life, his dread steadily increases. And now, the closer he gets to being able to go home, another knot of dread tangles around the existing one. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 attempts to prolong the inevitable moment. He has to face his fears by taking as many random pit stops as he can on his commute home, until he's too tired to continue and wants nothing more than to faceplant into his bed. Fine, he'll resolve this thing tonight so he won't have to worry about it later, with the help of all the snacks he got along the way. Oh me. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 yells when he returns home, spotting the head of black hair around the corner of the hallway as he places his mound of snacks on their kitchen counter. My best test roommate and friend in the world, the light of my life. What did you do? sakuatsu asks, peeking around the corner, voice muffled by the piece of toast in his mouth. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞's approach here has to be delicate if he wants to escape sakuatsu's wrath. Why are you eating toast for dinner? Good starting question, something to distract him. Felt like it. sakuatsu shrugs, shoving the last bite into his mouth. God help him, because 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 finds that incredibly attractive, and the intense stare currently being directed at him is not doing anything to rid him of undesirable thoughts. What did you actually do? sakuatsu asks again, breaking 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 out of his omi spiral. Brain, Stop this fantasize later, ask questions now. Say you know how I sometimes spend time at home doing nothing and I say I have a day off from work? 𝐥𝐸 crosses his arms. Yes. Don't get mad. He doesn't like the skeptical look 𝐥𝐸 gives him. I feel like I should get mad. I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend at the company's holiday party that's happening in a month. What the fuck? With a sharp inhale, 𝐥𝐸 closes his eyes and rubs the bridge of his nose. Why? I may or may not have used an imaginary boyfriend as an excuse to take sick days for the past few months so I could be a vegetable at home because I'm burned out. 𝐼𝐸 books it to the couch to put it between him and 𝐥𝐸. 𝐥𝐸 wouldn't hurt 𝐟𝐴, would he? kade would have happily allowed you to take a few days off if you'd just told him. 𝐥𝐸 points out, taking a not too menacing step towards the couch. Not too menacing is better than menacing, he supposes, so 𝐼𝐸 flops stomach first onto the couch and hopes 𝐥𝐸 doesn't torture him. I don't want him to worry. 𝐼𝐸 mumbles into his arms. The couch dips near his upright legs and they receive a reassuring pat. He'll worry either way, just tell him so you can get more time off. But I feel bad. 𝐼𝐸 whines as he rolls over, sitting up to face 𝐥𝐸. He got me this job and everything, how else can I pay him back other than with my soul? 𝐼𝐸 receives a light flick on his forehead and an eye roll. kade isn't a monster, he cares about you and knows you don't take advantage of people's kindness. Omi-kun, you're being too logical right now, let me wallow in my misery. Not giving 𝐥𝐸 any time to react, he lays his head down on his lap, staring up at the beautiful noir of his roommate 𝐼𝐸, his best friend No, the love of his life who he's had a massive crush on ever since he met him. Right, 𝐼𝐸 still has a problem to deal with. Anyway. 𝐼𝐸 clears his throat and pokes 𝐥𝐸's cheek. Is that a yay or nay for saving my life? 𝐥𝐸 stared at him with a deadpan expression. I hardly think your co-workers would really care if you were pretending to have a boyfriend. A bunch of them literally just told me today that they are excited to meet you, even Samu. He doesn't even work there but somehow he still sticks his nose around on a daily basis. I'll never get to live it down. Besides, I bet they've already arranged an assassin to take me out once they figure out I've been lying. Sure, if that helps you sleep at night. Then 𝐥𝐸 huffs in frustration. I'll do it as long as you do something for me in return. Deal. I'll do anything, of course it would only be fair. 𝐼𝐸 grabs 𝐥𝐸's hand and shakes it haphazardly in the air. Now, do you want something other than toast for dinner? I got some killer fried tofu on my way home. The rumbling stomach next to his face tells 𝐼𝐸 all he needs to know. All things considered, 𝐼𝐸's week had been going far too normally for someone who'd just propositioned the object of their affections to be their fake boyfriend. Reality starts to hit when he and 𝐥𝐸 are out on their weekly grocery run. Omi, this is too many jars of pickled plum. 𝐼𝐸 complains, attempting to move one of the said jars back onto the shelf. It balances out all the junk food and fatty tuna you've dumped into our cart. 𝐥𝐸 deadpans. If the plums goes then some of your stuff has to go too. Giving 𝐥𝐸 a dejected look, 𝐼𝐸 hurriedly pushes their cart towards the produce aisle. Fine. Fatty tuna is good for the body by the way. 𝐼𝐸 mumbles to himself and rounds the corner, coming in contact with a solid object. Excuse me, watch where you're going. Oh, it's just you Miyaya. The solid object says. Yo 𝐥𝐸, fancy seeing you here. 𝐥𝐸, are you alright? A voice asks from behind 𝐥𝐸. 𝐼𝐸, what are you doing here with this idiot? Why are you brat? If you are referring to 𝐥𝐸, I'm helping him with grocery shopping. But why? 𝐼𝐸 asks, already knowing the answer based on how 𝐥𝐸 and 𝐼𝐸's faces redden ever so slightly. Miyaya, stop antagonizing the other customers. 𝐥𝐸 appears in his periphery. Oh, hello 𝐼𝐸. 𝐼𝐸 nods at him. 𝐥𝐸, good to see you well. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 doesn't like the way awkward's face lights up as his expression turns to something akin to solving a great mystery. "Ah, you must be the sickly boyfriend, huh?" awkward laughs, giving 𝐥𝐤𝐿 a wave. "Soon I talked about how you were going to bring him to the party." 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 has never wanted to murder someone in cold blood so quickly in his life, especially when he can see the gears spinning in 𝐥𝐤𝐮𝐫's brain as one of his eyebrows raises. He prays to the universe awkward doesn't blow his cover, because all be damned, 𝐥𝐤𝐮𝐫 is a close acquaintance of 𝐥𝐤𝐿's and is a very observant person. Pointing at 𝐥𝐤𝐿, 𝐥𝐤𝐮𝐫 repeats boyfriend? Like he's never heard that word before. "Yup, my boyfriend right here." 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 quickly laces his hand with 𝐥𝐤𝐿's and holds them up. "Next to me, the one I love very much and is sick sometimes, right Omi?" If 𝐥𝐤𝐿 is uncomfortable with this whole thing, he certainly doesn't show it when he leans in to peck his cheek, rolling his eyes as he pulls away. "The very one." 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 can't believe he'll be the first human to ever spontaneously combust from a kiss. Unfortunately, the kiss only causes 𝐥𝐤𝐮𝐫 to raise his other eyebrow. May I have a word with you?" Already shoving their cart and 𝐥𝐤𝐿 forward, he gives 𝐥𝐤𝐮𝐫 his best apologetic smile. "Maybe next time? I really have to put these apples away." 𝐥𝐤𝐮𝐫 shoots him a "what the hell is going on?" look and waves them off, looking like he's ready to form conspiracy theories with awkward. He'll have to deal with them after he's had time to think of a story. When they're out of range, 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 gives 𝐥𝐤𝐿 a thumbs up and a relieved smile. "Thanks for playing along there. The kiss was a nice touch. Only the best for my fake boyfriend." 𝐥𝐤𝐿 slightly rolls his eyes as he places items in their cart. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 lets out a hearty laugh, trying to ignore the way his heart twinges at fate by distracting himself with reorganizing the pile of food. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 takes his usual spot next to 𝐥𝐤𝐿 on the couch. "Still working on that thing?" He leans against 𝐥𝐤𝐿's shoulder, trying to understand what's happening on the screen. His heart skips a beat when 𝐥𝐤𝐿 shifts, so he's leaning deeper into his side, giving him a better view of the screen. "Almost done, just need a few more tweaks on this graph here," 𝐥𝐤𝐿 says, pointing at the middle of his screen. "You always work overtime." 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 yawns. "I know, and I definitely want more money for it. I'll fight your boss to give you a raise." 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 mumbles, stifling another yawn. "Sleep, I'll wake you up when I'm done." Not one to argue with his warm pillow, 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 drifts off to the gentle sounds of the laptop keyboard. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 then wakes up to the gentle rise and fall of 𝐥𝐤𝐿's chest in his face. An incredible amount of willpower is spent not recoiling in panic. Instead, he rolls his eyes upwards to catch 𝐥𝐤𝐿's serene expression, unburdened by the tension he usually carries when he's awake. Judging by how they aren't crushing 𝐥𝐤𝐿's laptop, 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 figures that 𝐥𝐤𝐿 put the laptop down and promptly fell asleep on his own accord, too lazy to move away from the couch. Great minds sleep alike, it seems. 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞 giggles to himself and peels himself out of 𝐥𝐤𝐿's arms, stretching as he squints at the time blinking on their microwave. 7:54 a.m. Not too bad, considering he had to go to work in about an hour. Might as well be a nice roommate and return the favor by making both of them breakfast. Bringing the plate of breakfast over to their coffee table, he lightly shakes 𝐥𝐤𝐿 awake. "Omi? Breakfast is ready. You have to work in an hour too, so don't be too much of a sleepyhead." And when 𝐥𝐤𝐿 opens his eyes and stares blearily at him, a small smile directed at him like he's the only thing in 𝐥𝐤𝐿's world, 𝐟𝐚𝐤𝐞's heart practically seizes from the amount of love he feels. Oh, he's in deep,